Washington adds a field goal. They win by 6. Here's more of Sweat on that defense.
We defending every blade of grass. We're not trying to let nothing get by. And those type of situations like this, like 4th down, 4th and 1, we take that stuff personal, and we're gonna continue to do that.
We didn't get a sack today, but our defensive line dominated. I don't know how many rushing yards they had, but it couldn't have been much.
They've got a lot of pedigree in that front 4 or 5 that they rotate in. A lot of first rounders. They use those picks, and those guys are studs for a reason. So, they got after us today, and congratulations to them.
Well, Chase, I'll tell you, it was 21 rushing yards. Now, in Pittsburgh's defense, they threw it 53 times. As for the NFC East, and I've heckled them plenty, but it was a big week for them. The Giants go out to Seattle and win. Washington gets the victory. Giants have the tiebreaker because they swept the series against Washington. But Washington has gotten a lot out of their quarterback, Alex Smith, on a decent run with a tough schedule upcoming. Pleasure to welcome back to the show Washington quarterback Alex Smith. And Alex, this story keeps morphing, man. It was a nice comeback. And now it's turning into something altogether different. Let's start with the scene in that locker room after your guys come in and give the last unbeaten team a loss. What was the scene like after you all pulled it off?
It was fun, ton of fun. We're such a young team, and so many guys that be playing meaningful football in December, and to come on the road and to beat a team like Pittsburgh in their own place. Those guys letting loose, obviously feeling good. So it was a ton of fun being here. A very mature win for our young football team, so happy for them.
For you, I think back to getting on the field against Los Angeles and what that represented. Okay, let's be honest. That day was a mess. I don't know if you guys got a first down, but it represented something. You got back out there. Well, somewhere along the way, you start looking real comfortable and you start playing quarterback again. Like how has it changed from that day to right now?
Yeah, I mean, for me, a series of steps. You said it, that first one, just getting back out on the field, and yeah, it was amazing to get back out there, but a bit of a debacle. But for me, it was something that I could move beyond that step, and for me, really focusing on, all right, I've done that now, I've gotten hit, I can go out there, let's see if I can play quarterback again at this level, winning football, and been able to. Obviously got a couple in a row, and then this was a big test. Could we come on the road and an undefeated football team in their own place, and could we get a win like this? And so, we're really happy for our guys. Obviously, it was a huge team effort. Defense played amazing all game and kept us in it.
Given, Alex, what you just described about yourself and how your team is maturing, like I looked at the schedule a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, man, there's some tough ones. But there's nothing tougher than going to Pittsburgh and beating an unbeaten team. Now that you've done that, what do you sense that this team is willing to believe you can do in these next few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're so young that you have to be able to have wins like this to learn from them and know that you can do it. You don't get that confidence without having done it. So for us, yeah, I mean, I think a big one that we'll take with us, knowing that we can go on the road and play with anybody. So, yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot for us. We'll enjoy this for a little bit. We got a short week traveling across the country, so another good test ahead of us, but I do think this was a big step for us.
All right, there's two specific things, Alex, I want to ask you about. Right before the half, you get sacked, time's running down, you run off the field with a football. Now, that seems like a pretty clever idea there. They got the K. Like, what's going on there, Alex?
I wish I did. I mean, I wish I knew it was going to happen like that. For me, I was just trying to get the offensive football off the field. I knew the K ball would be coming in. I knew we were going hurry up field goal. I was trying to just speed up the process by running our football off. I didn't know it would turn into what it did. Luckily, it worked out in our favor. Yeah. I was literally just trying to get off the field and get the K ball in so those guys could kick it.
All right, now it's cold. You get cleated. I can't imagine how bad that is, but you can imagine, Alex, given what's happened to you, if you're out there bleeding on the field, people are freaking out. They're horribly concerned about you. Are you good? Everything's okay?
Yeah, I had to do a quick check to make sure it was my left leg versus my right. A little more concerned with my right leg. So, it was a new one for me. It was a bit of a gusher. Luckily, it was right before half, so we were able to tape it up and then get in at halftime and take care of it. So nothing serious. Just just hit the right spot and just kept bleeding.
Understood. Battle wounds, but you leave Pittsburgh with a win that has this city where I'm sitting Excited, man. We got text chains from people I haven't heard from in a long time talking about the Washington football team. So it's December and Washington's playing meaningful football, and so are you, Alex. Congrats on another page in the journey, and thanks for stopping in.
I made today, they played their asses off. Then this really does rank up there just because of the fact, who we beat. We beat them in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers. That's one of the storied franchises as well in this league. So to come in and win, that was big for our guys. I'm real proud of them.
Steelers hang on to the 1 seed in the loaded AFC thanks to a better conference record, but it'll be a fight with the Chiefs for that all-important bye. Keep in mind, this year they're just one with the changes to the playoff structure. Tricky schedule down the line. Monday night game against the Bengals, their only remaining game against a non-playoff team. Chiefs on paper have the easier schedule, but plenty of fight in the Falcons. Chargers, I don't know after what happened on Sunday. After this loss, Coach Tomlin, never at a loss for precise perspective.
Different points along the journey, you get a chance to learn about yourself, who you are, what you're made of, individually and collectively, and it takes the journey to reveal that. And so, we're faced with a loss now, so we'll get an opportunity to smile in the face of it.
Yeah, it stinks. It's been a while since we've lost a game, so it's not a good feeling, but we'll prepare for a short week and get ready to go again.
We look forward to our Monday visits with Ryan Clark, particularly with a team, 2 teams, I should say, actually, that you know quite a bit about, Ryan. And if we're to narrow it down to what went wrong for Pittsburgh, where would you start?
You know what? It starts with what Pittsburgh can't do, which is run the ball. And it starts with how they were playing this game. And it ends with season-defining plays. And you're going to see 2 of them right here with the game tied 17-17. The Pittsburgh Steelers have 4th and 1. They're going to go empty backfield and split out Anthony McFarland. He's the 3rd-string running back. But if he's out there's no one behind Ben Roethlisberger. Bostic is going to be running from the inside, so they feel like they have action. You're going to get a sluggo to the outside. There's going to be field in front of McFarland. Ben Roethlisberger tries to throw a back shoulder throw to a 3rd-string running back who's not in this position, who has 5 catches on the entire season. Pittsburgh Steelers, you're 11-0. You got to make that play. Now, fast forward to the Redskins. There's 10 people in the box, so you know you have single high. He's going to hit the Taiwan route or the slot fade to Cameron Sims. Cameron Sutton actually has good coverage. Here, you're going to see both guys vision the ball, so this throw has to be perfect. Alex Smith puts it in the one place it has to be. It's a one-hand catch by Cam Sims. These are the plays that these teams had to make to win the football game. There's one team that is descending. They don't have a run game. They rely on Ben Roethlisberger, and Ben Roethlisberger does not make the play. Alex Smith, the comeback player of the year, the greatest story in football in 2020, makes the throw that he needs to make after being cleated, after cheating a little bit to get his team a field goal, but doing everything to win. These 2 teams are in different places, but the Pittsburgh Steelers better shore some things up because the Buffalo Bills are coming to town.
Yeah, we had conversations offline, Ryan, about just the notion of identity and through the years who Pittsburgh's been. Obviously, Connor's out. Roethlisberger threw the ball 53 times this week, more than anybody else in the NFL, and they have been sliding down your power rankings of late. If you were to prioritize what troubles you most about them as we head into the most important stretch of the year, Ryan, what would that be?
It's physicality is the first thing, right? When you look Roethlisberger back, maybe the way you think you need to win, he probably is your best football player, your most reliable football player. But it's not the way to go about winning championships. It's not the Pittsburgh Steelers way. It's not the physicality that you bring to the field every year that makes people fear you. And I think game by game, people think less and less of what it's like to be physically matched up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, both offensively and defensively. And so down the stretch, they have 3 games against the Colts, against the Bills, and against the Cleveland Browns that are all losable games that put them in the place they never expected to be after starting 11-0.
I also think we agree, Ryan, that under the closing time lights that a loss turn on, we see your warts much more than we do when you are able to win those close games. And I think that leaves us probably harshly grading the Steelers. And I understand why after they lose to Washington. As always, Ryan, thanks for the time. We'll talk again next week, my friend.
Thank you so much, my man.
All right, still to come.